Fluffy's perspective. I wake up and open my eyes. Small cousin is resting against my belly, and I feel long cousin on my back. The fire we were next to had stopped glowing while we slept. On home, fire was dangerous. Sometimes it would spread from the bright horizon and destroy forests and fields. If I smelled fire, if I saw smoke, I would run in the other direction as fast and as far as I could. This fire was so safe that I slept by it. It never occurred to me that fire could do anything besides hurt, until after I met Daddy. Right now, the horizon is perfect. Not so bright that it hurts my eyes, not so dark it's difficult to see. It won't last, I know. Daddy's kin like homes where the horizon moves around them while they stay still. It's very scary, but I got used to it on hot. I get up, stretch my front legs and yawn. I hear a skittering noise and open my eyes to see small cousin staring at my mouth, looking startled. His strange feet, with too many claws, that are always out since he can't put them away like I can, scratching over the tree ground, not gripping. I find it very funny that small cousin was frightened by my teeth, so I decide to tease him a bit. I lunge towards him, biting the air. He jumps back as his talkbox growls. Scary, Fluffy, scary, scary, scary. I recognize my name, but since I didn't want to have my own talkbox, that's all I understand of the meaning growling. His pose on the other paw tells me everything I need to know. I pounce on him, and we begin playing. Long cousin is woken up by the noise and quickly joins in. A few minutes of play later, and I am tired out. I leave the playing and let cousins keep going without me. I slink away into the steps, and up to where my nose tells me Daddy is. I reach the up place and sniff for where to go next. I go that way. I find the cave mouth that I can smell Mummy and Daddy on the other side of. It doesn't open for me the way Daddy's cave mouth on Star Cave does. Lifting up my front paws while keeping my back and middle ones on the ground, I paw at the tree of the cave mouth. It still doesn't open. Then I notice a branch. It comes about a toe width out from one side of the cave mouth. It's a little above where Daddy's kin's top paws are. I reach out a paw and play with the branch. After a moment, it makes a sound, and the cave mouth swings open. I push my way inside and pad quietly through the cave to the nest where Mummy and Daddy sleep. I rear up and put my weight on Daddy's chest. He groans, but his eyes stay closed. He growls, Fluffy, it's early. Please let me sleep a little longer, please. I don't think he wants to wake up. Too bad. I want attention. I bap him in the face, making him grunt. His eyes still don't open, though. A few more baps, a few more grunts, still no luck. I lick his face and immediately realize I've fallen into a trap, as his strong limbs close around the back of my neck, and he begins pulling me onto the bed. I yell in complaint, but he only does that tapping growl that his kin do when they think something is funny. Obviously, if I wanted to, I could stop him pulling me onto the bed. On the other paw, snuggles. Daddy pulls me into the place between him and Mummy. His hands stroke through the fur of my belly. I had energy until a few seconds ago, but now I'm going back to sleep. Daddy's paws scritch so well. Mummy hugs my back and strokes me with her 4 top paws. I purr as my eyes close, and I begin dozing between Mummy and Daddy. Some time passes before I'm stirred by Mummy growling, Rum, open the windows, sleepily. One of the walls begins opening, letting in the bright outside. I open my eyes and my whole body immediately goes tense. This is bad. This is so bad. I roll off of the bed, ignoring Daddy's protest as I roll over him. I go to the sheets of stone water. I look through them to the land outside. It hurts my eyes to look at. It's cloudy, and yet the bright in my eyes is painful. This is so bad. Grandmothers have to leave their home cave. I turn to the idiots still lying in bed, not having noticed the decay outside, and yell loudly at them, thumping the stone water. Luckily, Daddy gets up and comes over to me. I thump the stone water again to draw his attention to the ruined land outside. What I thought was white stone on the mountains was obviously actually rot. Overnight it has spread down to where we are, and covered every patch of ground and every tree. I've never seen rot spread so fast or so completely overwhelm a land. Daddy looks out of the stone water of the ruined land, and instead of the face and growl of dismay that I expect, he makes a slightly surprised face and growls. Hey, Toon, it snowed overnight. Dat height, she growls back, feebly in response. They're usually so clever. Why are they being so stupid about this? For the first time I raised all 4 of my forelimbs off the ground and stamped down. Daddy looks shocked, but then turns to Mummy and says, Toon, could I borrow your translator? She digs for a moment before her paw finds something which, barely opening her eye to see where to throw it, she hurls across the room. Daddy snatches it from the air, letting me see that it is a talk box. He brings it to the side of my head and puts it in front of my ear. I feel the unpleasant shakes of the thing attaching itself to me. Once I've recovered, I turn to Daddy and growl, Rot! Corruption! Running away! Not staying! Bad, bad, bad! I hate how stupid this thing makes me sound. Calm down, Fluffy, growls Daddy, baring his teeth kindly. It's just snow. Snow? I growl suspiciously. Yeah, snow. You know what rain is? I give an irritated chuff. Of course knowing rain. He gives a calm nod. So snow is like rain, but very cold. It falls on your planet, but not on the parts where your species live. When water gets cold, it goes solid. When that happens in a cloud, it turns into a powder. I struggle to understand the ideas that the tour box is forcing into my mind. Solid water? Like the stone water? Powdered water? This happens on home? Then I remember. This being what you named White Kinchild. Yeah, I mean, a snowflake is just a very small piece of snow, but yeah. I give up trying to understand it, and just growl, Safe being, not needing fleeing. He bares his teeth. Perfectly safe, sweetheart, just so long as you don't get lost in it. I nod my head the way his kin do. Okay. Trusting. I turn my head to him and let him take back Mummy's talk box. He flicks it across the room so fast that it chirps through the air. Her paw shoots up to catch it. I didn't even see her eye open that time. At breakfast. Thunder Grandmother and Graceful Grandmother are making those discs of mashed seeds that Daddy's kin like to eat so much when they wake up. Boom, 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 boom is the sound the Thunder Grandmother makes as she takes 4 steps from the food fire to the raised eating place to deliver seed discs. Daddy, Mummy, and Strong Auntie all move quietly like me. Thunder Grandmother moves like she's trying to scare off every prey for a day's walk in any direction. I pull off a mouthful of flesh from my meal. Small cousin greedily munches his dry pellets, and long cousin swallows down a whole fish. So, I was thinking of letting Fluffy out to play in the snow. Any objections? Growls Daddy, looking around at the others. No, I think it's a great idea. Actually, I might get her Wolf Hearty so the all players can play together. Growls back Thunder Grandmother before bringing 2 of the toes on her top paw to her mouth and somehow making a loud shrieking sound that doesn't sound like it's coming from her throat. Hearty! She shouts. In the distant caverns of this home cave, I hear paws that sound a lot like small cousins on the tree ground, only the one on these paws sounds heavier than small cousin. The paws come to the cave we're in, and as soon as they enter, small cousin stops eating. He jumps up to put himself in the way of this one, who looks like she is of his kin. Sort of. She looks like his kin, the way that Strong Auntie and Daddy are the same kin. Close, but different. Beautiful, beautiful lady, growls small cousin, his tail flaming wildly through the air. His almost kin looks him up and down before growling. Pretty boy. Her tail wagging slowly. The 2 of them draw up to each other's sides and circle with their noses at each other's behinds. I remember small cousin tried to smell me like that when we first met. I was not impressed. These 2 are very friendly. I've got my eye on you, young man. We're guests here, said small cousin's mummy, pale auntie, who was Strong Auntie until Stronger Auntie arrived. Thunder Grandmother rumbles. Let them have fun. I'm sure I find a cause for half-way puppies in my congregation. Happily. Pale Auntie looks to Thunder Grandmother and say, All right, don't complain later. After eating, Daddy takes me to a cave mouth made of stone water. Fighting Grandmother and Pale Aunt are leading Long Cousin and Small Cousin. Daddy pushes open the cave mouth and Small Cousin and New Cousin are instantly off, bounding through the white in play. Both of them look like the white is their home. Long Cousin follows after some hesitation. It's obvious this is not as familiar to him as it is to the other two. After a few moments, though, he's playing happily. Go on, Fluffy, says Daddy, baring his teeth in encouragement. Uncertainly, I walk to the white and reach out a paw. I press the paw into the white and immediately pull it back because I feel it's death cold. That's the cold of having gone far too far over the dark horizon, much further than I've ever gone. I understand what Daddy meant by it being dangerous to get lost in. I see the print my paw left in the white. I look to my cousins and then to Daddy still looking encouragingly. Trustingly, I lunge forward and begin to play in the white. It's cold, but very fun.